Ever wonder why that $1995 truck rental ad never seems to match your final bill? Between mileage charges, gas, and hidden fees, the true cost can be hundreds or even thousands more than you expected. If you're planning a move, whether across town or across the country, this video will break down the real costs, hidden fees, and smart ways to save so you know exactly what you're getting into. You see, the biggest trap in local moving is the daily rate. You see an ad for a truck that costs just $20, $30, or even maybe $60 for the whole day, and you think you found the bargain. It seems so much cheaper than hiring movers. Here's the catch: that low rate doesn't cover the most expensive part of your move. That's right, we're talking about the per mile charges. Most companies will charge you anywhere from 60 cents to over $1.30 for every single mile you drive, and that adds up incredibly fast. Think about it this way: let's say you're moving just 50 miles away. You have to drive the truck from the rental place to your old home, then to your new home, and finally back to the rental place. That's easily 100 miles or more when all is said and done. Take a 50-mile move, that's a 100-mile round trip. At $1 a mile, you're already at $100, before gas, before fees, before the daily rate. Suddenly, your $20 rental is well over $100 and you haven't even paid for the gas yet. That's why the advertised price is so misleading. It's like getting a cheap concert ticket and then realizing parking costs twice as much. If local moves are a trap, long-distance moves can feel like a total sticker shock. When you're moving from one state to another, the costs jump dramatically. You can expect to pay anywhere from $800 to $3,000, and that's just for the rental itself. The price depends on the distance you're traveling and the size of the truck you need. And remember, a one-way rental is always going to be more expensive than bringing the truck back to where you started. The biggest budget buster on a long-distance move, though, is the fuel. These trucks are not designed for good gas mileage. A big truck might only get 6 to 10 miles per gallon. Take a 20-foot truck driving across the country. That's hundreds of gallons of fuel, which could easily mean more than $1,000 just in gas. That's an entire vacation's worth of money spent just on getting your stuff from point A to point B. And this is where things get really painful, especially when you factor in gas. I'll tell you how much fuel you'll burn through driving a truck cross-country in just a second. On top of the daily rates, mileage, and gas, there's a whole world of hidden fees that nobody tells you about until it's too late. First off, there's insurance. Most rental companies require you to purchase some form of coverage, which can add a significant amount to your bill. Then you have the equipment rentals. Need a dolly to move that heavy fridge? That's an extra charge. Need furniture blankets to protect your tables? That's another charge. Need straps to hold everything in place? You guessed it, another charge. And if you need dollies, blankets, or straps, they'll charge you for each one, turning that bargain base price into a shopping cart of add-ons you didn't realize you were buying. And the fees don't stop there. If you don't return the truck with a full tank of gas, they will charge you an inflated price per gallon to fill it up themselves. And if you're even a little late returning the truck, you can get hit with hefty late fees that can completely blow up your budget. It's like playing a board game where every square you land on costs an extra $50. Since fees like insurance and fuel surcharges can sneak up on you, the smart move is to use a tool that shows you the real numbers. Check out moveBuddha's free moving cost calculator. It gives you an instant estimate of your moving costs without asking for your email or personal info. Plus, it offers practical tips to help you save money. The link's in the description, and it's one of the simplest ways to get a clear picture of your moving budget. Of course, knowing your budget is only half the battle. Next comes figuring out how to actually stick to it. So how do you actually save money and avoid these traps? The first tip is all about timing. If you can, try to move on a weekday in the middle of the month. Weekends and the end of the month are the busiest times, and rental prices are always higher then. The same goes for the time of year. Summer is peak moving season, so if you can move in the fall or winter, you'll find much lower rates. Most people overpay simply because they don't realize that timing is key. Moving on the wrong day can cost you hundreds more. Another key is to book as early as you can. The closer you get to your moving date, the more expensive the rentals become. Choosing the right size truck is also crucial. It might seem smart to rent a bigger truck just in case, but you'll waste money on the higher rental fee and the terrible gas mileage. On the other hand, renting a truck that's too small is a disaster. You'll have to make multiple trips, which means more miles and more gas. And here's the surprising part: picking the wrong size truck can actually be more expensive than just hiring help. And finally, a simple but important tip: always return the truck with a full tank of gas. It might be a pain to stop at the gas station right before you drop it off, but it will save you from paying a ridiculously high price for fuel. After hearing all this, you might be wondering if renting a truck is even worth it, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. If you're moving cross-country with a large household, the costs of the rental, fuel, and the stress of driving a massive truck might outweigh the savings. In these cases, you should look at alternatives. You could use a container service like Pods, where they drop off a container, you fill it, and they ship it for you. You could also look into a freight trailer, but for many, the best option might be to hire professional movers. While it seems more expensive up front, when you factor in your time, your energy, and the risk of damaging your belongings, it can sometimes be the smartest choice. So now you know the real costs of renting a moving truck and how to avoid those hidden fees that catch so many people off guard. But trucks aren't your only option. In fact, sometimes Pods can be a smarter and less stressful way to move. But how much do they really cost? Click the video that's on screen right now and it'll take you through exactly what you need to know.